Can you find the beauty in letting go? Can you find the compassion and the softness for yourself as you release what no longer serves, what you have been even processing through for a long period of time? I think we're all collectively at a place where we know that something deep has changed in our lives. And there's been a peeling away, like the peeling of an onion of layers. Often when things have been ingrained into us, whether it's societal patterns, ancestral, familial, stories that we've told ourselves based on our previous experiences, stories that we're running through our mind over and over again and retelling, we know that there's a shift, that we have shifted, that we have changed. You've done this, and it wasn't easy. And as you're on this last bit of the path towards transformation, can you find the beauty in the death, the beauty in letting go, and letting this last bit of this transformative experience just wash through you? Try to surrender to those last bits of it, regardless of how much grief there may be involved, or pain, emotional pain. Because there's also a beauty that I know that you recognize, that we all are feeling in this next phase, that we're going to be walking. And it's just about hanging in there a little bit longer. Hi, I'm Kristen. Welcome to my channel. This is the weekly energies starting Monday, March 3rd. So let's grab one card about the week and then we'll do some tarot. And the card is wayfinding. So we're finding our way. It's like a spiral that we've been walking through this spiral, and with a spiral, you don't really know what's ahead of it. You just know that you just need to keep going. To mention spirals, it also brings up for me this sense of, do you want to spiral down or do you want to spiral up? And often when we're in these deep processes, when we're transforming, we're changing, we're rewriting old stories, and this process has maybe taken longer than you wanted, or you're doing it little by little so that you can easily digest this process, so that you can actually integrate the changes that you're making. You don't want to go too fast because it could be too overwhelming for the nervous system. It's almost like taking a little bite of transformation and then resting with it, and a little bite and then resting with it, and maybe walking into something that feels new where you want to go, but there's an uncomfortableness, and then resting. So it's like this titrating back and forth so that you can have this steady pace. And again, it may seem slower than you want it to be, but you're finding your way. You're finding your way through this place of feeling chained or tethered to something that you felt that you needed to be, whether it's a job, a relationship, a group of friends. These could also just be, again, thoughts, ways of being that you've attached yourself to because you had been that way for so long. I want you to recognize that you have changed and that things are different. Think back to 6 months ago, a year ago, even last month, and just really sit and notice that things have changed and that you're different and that you see things more clearly. You're integrating the wisdom, the lessons. You're finding your way. And there's a new place that you're walking into and you just don't know what it is yet. Perhaps you know you're moving in a new direction. You know you're going on a new career path and a new relationship. Maybe it's a whole overhaul of everything in your life. You want to make a complete change, and hoping that by changing your work values and where you want to be in your work environments, that's going to strengthen your relationships or the types of people that you are connecting with on a daily basis. You're meeting people that are more vibrational match. I think you need to recognize that your vibration has changed, maybe more than you think. And you're in this place of really, I think, meeting clarity right now, of noticing that perhaps you have a different vibrational match for the environments you want to be in, for the groups of people, for the individual one-on relationships that you want to be in. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you're resonating. I would appreciate it. Get into the tarot. So what else is coming to light? The world, well, it's closure. There's a certain closure. A phase, a cycle has come to an end. I think there's been a certain closure for a while. But it's this slow process of recognition, of feeling like you're landing in a safe place. And it's like, okay, I'm safe here. There's peace of mind here. I can breathe here. And it's kind of like, okay, I need to just pause for a second. And it's almost like not even being able to quite recognize or celebrate that you're walking into something new, that you've closed out something old, that you're walking into something new. Perhaps the danger or the red flags or the distractions of the past are still haunting you a little bit. You're letting go of this lack of recognition that you have shifted, that you've already rewritten a new story about who you are now, what you want now, what your intrinsic value is now. That you've come into your natural self, that you're letting go of all of these learned selves. As you're finding this new way, it's important to honor and to recognize that everything in the past has gotten you where you are now, that you made the decisions you made for your safety, for your security. They were the best decisions that you could have made at the time. It was, you knew what you knew. You knew what you knew then, you know what you know now. But when you recognize that you have clarity, you can't go back and you have to move forward, because you can't unknow what you know now. And it's important to recognize that even with, oh God, I made these poor decisions, or I was keeping myself stuck, or I couldn't let go of that pattern or that relationship, that what you know now is that you're stronger, more resilient, more at ease. You're able to pull yourself back a little bit more and get perspective. Because with the world here, you've come more into wholeness. What's hidden? What's hidden? What's hidden is the Page of Cups. What's hidden is the offering that you're making to yourself. What's hidden are the new ideas about what is going to emotionally fulfill you moving forward. Don't hide these things anymore to yourself, because they can't be presented and manifested in the world if you don't fully recognize them for yourself. It's like this little thing that you kind of feel, or it's kind of like here in the back, and it's like, no, we want to move that up to the forefront. We don't want to be blind to our own offering. We offer it to ourselves so that we can then make this offering into society. As you're choosing how you want to present yourself moving forward, how you want to find your way forward, right? Now that you are no longer tethered to certain old ideas of yourself, to how other people think. This is also speaking to when we've been a certain way and we've acted a certain way, and people kind of know us a certain way and it's like, but I've changed now. And it's like, ugh, whenever I'm around that person or that group or that environment, it's like reverting back a little bit and you kind of can't help it. And then you leave that environment and that group and you're like, oh God, why did I say that? Why did I act that way? That's not even who I am anymore. It's like you do that enough times and you really do begin to see it. You step away like you're watching yourself in a movie. You become the observer of it. And I think a lot of you are in this observer, right? Or you're right where you can really see it. And you're at this cusp of, or even I'm not going to do that anymore. Oh, I can catch myself. Or I can know if I have to go into that environment or that group of people or be with that person because it's part of my family or my job. Like I know that I can hold my ground. I can have this faith in who I am now. And I don't react the way I used to. I'm much more calmer. And from that, if you don't want to keep hidden what you offering yourself, offering your heart, your inventions, your ideas. Don't hide those. Don't hide them from yourself. I think we're so afraid of being disappointed or that we're not going to be able to accomplish it. We're not going to be able to make it happen. It's going to fail, that we kind of hide what we really want for ourselves. We hide what we're in love with, our creativity, what we want to create. And so it's about getting down and getting real with that. Just sitting with that, allowing yourself to kind of slip in between the space of, I'm not really sure. I really want this and I have this desire, but I'm just not sure. I haven't in the past. And it's like you have to kind of like just forget about all of that. And be present with what's making you happy, what's making you satisfied, what's bringing you emotional satisfaction. And doing that within it, then it strengthens that vibration, and then more of those things begin to come into you from the outside again. And it's like, you know what you want. It's like, you know what you want to be offered as well, right? It's like, this is what I want. This is what kind of relationship I want to be offered. Romantically, in partnership, in business. Someone suggested to me this week that I should just write down what I really wanted in my business. And sometimes it can be that simple of just forcing yourself to write something down and declare it to yourself and put it out there and just see what happens. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, you're building something that's sturdy. You have the ability with the Queen of Wands to really be a ball buster. I want to say like to be a gangster, I don't know, but like, you know, in a really good way. I want to say it's like you're busting your own chops. You're putting this passionate, desirous, ambitious energy and like, you're making yourself like drink a big cup of it. Sort of like this cup right here. It's like you're filling that with like the discipline, the focus. It's like sex drive, creativity, you know, because it's just all energy. It's like you have to make yourself drink your own cup that you've prepared for yourself, that nourishes you, that infuses you, that gives you energy. It's like the energetic well has been a little bit dried, or it's a little bit low. It's like filling yourself up. Queen of Rods. You could also be connecting with somebody who is really sitting in this very feminine energy of wanting to give to you creatively, passionately, and you want to be in receiving mode with this person if they're being very giving with you. Somebody is coming in that could really be wanting to give you advice, give you mentorship, give you love. And it's okay. You are safe enough to be in reception mode, to surrender to the things that you want. You want to feel comfortable and safe and to be able to completely let go, to completely be yourself, to be authentic. I had a teacher once that would say, your dirty old self, your stinky, dirty self, like every part of you, pretty, ugly, any which way you are, it's all welcomed and it's all received. But this is possibly having someone come into your life that really wants to be around the raw you, because they think you have a lot of raw material, you have a lot of ideas, you really have something to offer, and they want to give. Three of Swords, the healing process. With the Three of Swords, this feels like this could be around 3 years that you've been in this sort of process. Maybe you started something 3 years ago and you've been in this journey, in this place with these people or this person or this environment. And it's sort of like this is a bit of a culmination of a 3-year process. Perhaps the last 3 months has been very much an awakening or a deep clarity or recognition. Over the last 3 months, you've really kind of felt like you've come into that, whole self. You've come into like an authentic disgust. Often we won't do anything, we won't move, we won't until we're completely authentically disgusted with how we're treating ourselves, with how other people are treating us, with how other people are treating us, how that's making us think of ourselves. And it's coming to this, but it's like filling the well, right? It's forcing you into this recognition that I'm actually done here. Yeah, I'm really done here. And so what do you do now? Now that we really know that we're done here. Four of Swords, we rest, right? We rest, we fill our own cup. We fill ourselves with our own offerings, it's sitting and marinating and reflecting and contemplating all of the insights, the intuitions, the ideas, the feelings, the emotions that maybe have been repressed or shoved away, or we didn't feel like we had time to deal with that. I can't deal with that right now. Or if I deal with that, it's going to be too much overload. Or I'd like to contemplate this or think about moving forward with that, but I'm scared, or there's just no time, or I really can't for this financial reason, or this other person in my life won't like that, or I have to compromise on something, and all those different things. It's like we're filling our own cup with all our wishes, everything that we want, how we really want to feel. We're like making a smoothie with it. We're making an elixir with it. We're alchemizing a magic potion with it. We're putting it all in a cup and like we're gonna drink it. So that might be an interesting meditation to play with, like maybe writing things down, getting clear about some things. And then even just sitting and think, and even physically, I'm throwing a healthy, happy relationship into a cup. I'm throwing that I want a partner who can be very consistent into the cup. I'm throwing in, I want deep emotional connection and great sex into the cup. I want to make money in my own business that's thriving into the cup. I have this idea. I want my job to go this way now. I want to level up in this way. I want to live in this kind of environment. I want to meet these kind of people. And just imagine yourself like just drinking it. I think I might try that. Do you think I should do the things that I tell you to do? I do. I would never, everything I say I've done myself, or I'm in the process of doing myself. We are all on this journey together. So final thoughts on this week of March 3rd. The Nine of Swords. It's all just, that's the thing, it's all just thoughts. It's all just the old stories rewriting, and it's like neural pathways. We've created certain neural pathways that aren't serving us anymore. And so it's like, it's interrupting, disrupting the old patterns, the old behavior, the old thought. And it's like, to be gentle with yourself while doing it again, we want to like titrate. It's like maybe disrupt a little bit. It can be overwhelming. Just then rest. Disrupt a little, rest. And you might find that you can handle a little bit more and have a real big breakthrough. But don't get down on yourself if you're moving slowly as you're wayfinding your way into, this new chapter, into this new phase, into getting to know that you are right now present here today, accepting all the parts of yourself from the past, the lessons, the old routines that serves you well. What do you want to keep? What's going to work? What's not going to work? What do you want to take with you? And what do you want to throw into, the elixir? What do you want to digest? What do you want to create in your system now? Like what new neural pathway are you creating? The Two of Pentacles, because you have choices. And sometimes choice, especially if we're used to not having choice or feeling like we don't have choice, that can also feel overwhelming. Like, what do I choose? What do I do? Normally I would do this, but I really want to do that. I want to do that, but I'm afraid I might fall down. It might not work. Again, it can be overwhelming with the distractive thinking. And so you think of it as the power of choice and trusting your gut and knowing that in your heart that that you are meant to be right here, right now, and that you're safe within yourself, that you have home within, and that your emotions are stable with the King of Cups. I want to say here, for some of you, this could be a really interesting match, whether it be a new relationship, a new romantic interest, perhaps friends, a new business partner, where it is a heart-based, somebody who is mature, emotionally mature, heart-based. They work from the heart. They make decisions from the heart in a very grounded, ambitious way. This could also be you in your wholeness, in your heart, with the fire in your belly, with your focus, your ambition, and having filled yourself with the nurturance that you need so that you can boldly and beautifully move forward into the world and share who you are. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up. It would really mean the world to me, and I hope if you're resonating, join the community. I would absolutely love to connect with you more. I will see you on the next one. Bye.